So, Neil, let me get your sense of this delegate battle back and forth. I mean, Donald Trump has ripped Ted Cruz in the campaign. The new one saying that that's a classic case of the system being rigged, that he stole those delegates. You know my point there, that he thinks that this is unfair. And what do you make of that?
Here's a guy who wrote The Art of the Deal, all about understanding, you know, the environment you're working in and to be a winner, and he claims he's a big winner. I mean, here's a guy who understood the bankruptcy laws well enough that he rigged the system for his own benefit to file bankruptcy 4 times to avoid paying debts, causing great harm to many families. Here's a guy, Neil, that is audacious enough to say he understands the political system well enough that he rigged the system by giving donations to people with expectations of something in return. And for him to complain that at a Republican caucus or Republican primaries things are rigged and stacked against him is ridiculous. The fact is he's not even really a true Republican.
But you know, Neil, I have a crackpot theory on this. I think he agrees with you.
Okay,
I think he knew the rules going in. And I think now that he doesn't like the result of it, he is trying to get a populist sort of attack line that your candidate stole the thing and that he's in the hip pocket of your candidate against of the establishment. Now, having said that, then, do you think collectively there's something to be said of how both parties award delegates, that you do have these kind of situations where it's not really driven by any sort of a popular vote thing? And this is a rap that I could just as easily say with the Democrats and superdelegates. Does he make a point where people are going to think about and say, well, that's weird?
I mean, of course he's going to make that point. Of course he's going to hype it instead of doing the civilized thing and calling Ted and saying, congratulations, you beat me in Colorado. Congratulations, you beat me in Wisconsin. Congratulations, you beat me 13 times. Instead of doing that, he resorts to whining and bullying and being this spoiled sport. I mean, the fact is these rules are set up state by state. And if Donald Trump is a real Republican, maybe he'll stay active in the party. Maybe he'll help every state
will you support him, Neil?
reshape their delegate selection.
Donald Trump if he is the nominee? You will not.
Neil, mark my words. I will not take the Hail Trump deal and march forth blindly into an abyss. He's going to lead our country into an abyss. Really, there's no one that has ever been so valueless. You know, he talks about New York values. If Donald Trump is a reflection of New York values, then I feel sorry for New York, because New York isn't bullying, isn't arrogant, isn't
Neil,
narcissistic.
Say, now, it's night and day, the comparison of wanting, and no one was cursing at each other. But your dad kind of said the same thing about Ronald Reagan, that his economic plan was voodoo economics. They kissed and made up.
But it was an issue.
Fine. I'm saying there is a history in your party to say nasty things and then make up.
Well, it's not going to. It wouldn't happen in my case, because he's not a Republican, and he's such an incredible embarrassment to the Republican Party. The way he's offended so many groups, truly, he's just not. And already Ted Cruz is going to be the nominee. The party's unifying around him. The Jeb Bush and Scott Walker and Lindsey Graham and people that are from his base are solidly supporting Ted right now is a good sign that our party can unify and beat Hillary Clinton and keep our Congress intact so we can make the reforms.
All right. Neil, I know I'm dropping all these bombshells on you, finding out about your brother not going to the convention. Your mother, Barbara Bush, has changed her name to Clinton. I didn't know if you heard that.
She's probably watching right now, and she's going to be so pissed off at you for saying that.
It's always a pleasure having you, Neil. Thank you very much. You're a good sport. Neil Bush.
Thank you, Neil.
Part of that iconic family. And then, of course, a big backer, Ted Cruz. This guy's running all the finances and trying to make Ted Cruz the nominee, not Donald Trump.